Good morning, children. Our present topic is ethical issues. In the previous video or in the previous topic, we have discussed that the animals can manipulated or their DNA can be manipulated and that DNA can passed on to the next generation and it also expresses into the animal same. But the manipulation of living organism by the human cannot go on any further because for that some regulations are required and some ethical standards are also required, that the duty of the human beings is to help the animal, that this is the morality of human beings, that we are to help the animals and not to harm them. So going beyond the morality, if we think about the another aspect of the transgenic animal, then these animal are of very much biologically important or they have their own biological significance. But if these transgenic animals are or genetically modify animals, if they are introduced into the ecosystem, then the results are quite unpredictable. So that it is required that there should be a organization. So that Indian government has set an organization, that is genetically engineered approval committee, that is GEAC, and which makes the decision regarding the validity of genetically modified researches and the safety of introducing genetically modified organism for public services. That means before introducing these genetically modified organism into the ecosystem or for before their commercialization, they are to be approved by this committee, that is genetically engineering approval committee. Now there is a issue of patents also, so that various companies and industries and multinational companies are patenting the genetically modified organisms and their products. However, these organism or these, you can say, the biological resources are long been identified, developed and used by our farmers and by our indigenous people of our country, of our regions. But certain companies are granting for the patents of the products and the technology that make the use of genetic material, plants and other biological resources. For example, here we can take the example of rice. Rice is an important food grain, and if we go back, then since the thousands of years in Asia, this is been there in our agricultural history, and it is estimated that about 2 lakh varieties of rice is there in our India alone. And out of that, the basmati rice is the most distinct type of most important type of rice variety or species of rice is there, which is, known by its aroma and its flavor. 27 documental varieties of basmati rice are grown in our India. And this basmati rice is, if we observe the text of our country or the folklore of our country or various poetry, so the description about the basmati rice is available in the ancient text also. In 1997, one American company got the patent of the basmati rice through the US Patent and the Trademark Office. However, they got the patent. Actually, they have taken our basmati rice, that is our indigenous variety, and they have crossbreded this Indian basmati with the semi-draft variety, and then they claimed that the invention of the novel variety or the novelty in the basmati rice. The patent extends to functional equivalence, implying that other people selling basmati rice could be restricted by the patent. That means actually this basmati rice belongs to our country, so that they cannot take the patent of it by just ensuring the novelty by crossbreeding it with semi-dwarf variety. So several attempts have also been made to patent uses, products and processes based on the Indian traditional herbal medicines like the turmeric and neem also. Now there is a time that we should be enough vigilant, and if we will not be vigilant immediately, then other countries and other individual may encash our rich legacy and we may not be able to do anything. Now there is a topic of biopiracy. Biopiracy definition you are to write as it is, that this is the term used to refer the use of bioresources by multinational companies and other organizations without proper authorization from the countries and people concerned, without compensatory payments. The meaning is as same, that some organization and multinational companies are using our bioresources without our permission, without authorization and without any payment also. So that again most of the industries and rations which are developed, they are actually using the bioresources of the developing countries and exploiting them. So that it is required that biodiversity and traditional knowledge and bioresources which belongs to the developing country, they should get the patent of it and they should only commercialize it. Nobody can get the patent of it and nobody can show the rights over those varieties or those resources. There has been growing realization of the injustice, inadequate compensation and benefit sharing between the developed and developing countries, as we have discussed already. So some nations which are developing laws to prevent such unauthorized exploitation of their bioresources. This is been explained. Now it is in the last, it is only written that Indian Parliament has recently cleared the second amendment of the Indian Patents Bills that takes such issues into the consideration, including the patent terms, emergency provisions and researches and developmental initiative. Means what all problems are there, those are now in the knowledge of Indian government, Indian Parliament, and they are taking actions for the issue of patents and for the researches and any emergency condition if it is there regarding biopiracy, regarding bioresources or regarding the patents. Thank you very much. This is all about this topic and all about this chapter.